Your reaction is always a choice. When something upsetting happens, it is natural to feel an immediate rush of emotion. Maybe someone says something unkind or a situation does not go the way you hoped. In those moments, it often feels like the outside world has full control over how you feel. But the truth is, your reaction is always your choice. The Stoic philosophers often reminded us of this. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." This means that no matter what someone else says or does, you are still free to decide how you respond. The first step is learning to pause. When you notice anger, frustration, or sadness rising, take a breath before acting. That single pause creates space between the event and your reaction. If you respond right away, emotions can take the lead, and you may later regret your words or actions. But if you pause, you give yourself the chance to respond with clarity and intention. Over time, this practice builds strength. You begin to realize that no one can truly control you unless you hand over that control. Calmness starts with remembering this simple truth. Your reaction is always yours to choose. Words have power only. If you give them value many times, we feel hurt not just by what happens around us, but by what others say. A critical comment, a rumor, or even a careless remark can feel heavy. But the truth is, words only carry as much weight as we allow them to. If a stranger you've never met shouts something meaningless, it usually doesn't affect you. You can simply walk away and forget it. But when the same thing comes from a friend, a partner, or someone close, it can feel sharper. The difference lies in the value we attach to the person speaking, not in the words themselves. The Stoic perspective teaches us that no one else can define our worth. Our value does not change because of praise or criticism. An insult does not change who you are, just as a compliment does not create your character. Both are opinions, and they only have influence if you give them importance. Learning this creates freedom. You don't have to argue with every comment or defend yourself from every word. Instead, you can quietly remember that your worth is your own decision. When you stop giving unnecessary power to words, they lose the ability to disturb your peace. Challenges are opportunities to grow. Life is full of moments that test us. Sometimes it comes as rejection, sometimes as failure, and other times as unexpected loss. These experiences are often painful, but they are also a natural part of being human. What matters most is not whether challenges appear, but how we choose to view them. The Stoic writers often compared hardship to training. Just as the body grows stronger when it is challenged through exercise, the mind and character grow stronger when faced with difficulty. Every setback, every disappointment, can be seen as an opportunity to learn, to adjust, and to build resilience. When something goes wrong, it can be tempting to see it only as unfair or discouraging. But if we step back, we can notice what the situation is teaching us. Failure may guide us toward a better path. Rejection may help us see our own strengths more clearly. Even loss can remind us of what truly matters in life. The goal is not to avoid hardship because that is impossible. The goal is to accept it as part of the process of growth. When we see challenges this way, they stop feeling like barriers and start becoming stepping stones. Composure builds confidence. The way we present ourselves in difficult situations often speaks louder than our words. When frustration or anger shows clearly on the face, it can feel as though we have lost control to the moment. But when we remain calm and composed, we send a quiet message of steadiness to ourselves and to others. Modern psychology explains that emotions are contagious. If one person shows agitation, it can easily influence those around them. The opposite is also true. A calm presence can bring stability to an environment. This is why learning composure is so valuable. Composure does not mean hiding feelings or pretending that nothing affects you. Instead, it is about pausing, breathing, and responding in a measured way. For example, if someone criticizes you, instead of showing anger, you can choose to keep your expression relaxed and your voice steady. If plans fall apart, you can stand tall, breathe deeply, and focus on the next step. Practicing composure builds self-respect and quiet confidence. It shows that you are in charge of your own reactions. Over time, this steady presence becomes a habit, making it easier to face challenges with clarity and calm. Focus on what you can control. One of the most helpful lessons from Stoic philosophy is learning to separate what is within our control from what is not. Many frustrations in life come from trying to change things that we cannot truly influence. such as the opinions of others, the choices people make, or unexpected events. When we place too much energy on these, we often end up feeling powerless. Instead, the Stoic approach is to direct our attention to what belongs to us: our thoughts, our decisions, and our actions. For example, you cannot control how someone reacts to you, but you can control how respectfully you choose to respond. You cannot prevent every difficulty in life, but you can choose your attitude when facing it. By focusing only on what is within your reach, you conserve energy and protect your peace of mind. This shift does not mean ignoring challenges. It simply means approaching them from a place of clarity. You stop chasing what is beyond you and invest in what you can actually change. In the long run, this focus brings freedom. Life will always be unpredictable, but your response, your choices, and your character remain fully yours to guide. Practice calmness. Daily. Calmness is not something that appears overnight. Like any skill, it grows stronger with practice. The more you make it a part of your daily life, the easier it becomes to remain steady when challenges appear. A useful way to begin is by paying attention to small moments. For example, if someone irritates you in conversation, instead of reacting immediately, take a breath and allow a short pause. If plans do not go the way you expected, try to notice the feeling of frustration without letting it control your response. These small acts of awareness may seem minor, but they build the foundation of calmness. You can also set a daily reminder for yourself. Ask, what is in my control right now? This simple question shifts your focus away from what cannot be changed and brings your attention back to your own choices. Over time, this habit creates balance and steadiness. The key is consistency. Practicing calmness each day, even in ordinary situations, strengthens your ability to stay composed when life feels more demanding. With regular effort, calmness becomes less of a task and more of a natural part of how you carry yourself.